got one for my company out in Bradenton. The company has about 15 users and they're hybrid, so they have some local servers and then they do backup through the cloud. Something they're looking for is accountability, follow-up, people that will respond to them quickly in a very time-efficient manner. So they were very interested in trying to meet with us, so we set that up in November and hopefully it'll be a good meeting.
Just got a huge one for our guys out in Baltimore. I spoke with the procurement director over at a big 160,000 square foot manufacturing facility. It's an EPDM roof. They're having issues with leaks, need to get it sealed before this winter. They have solar on it too, so that always causes huge problems. So I'm super excited about this one. We're gonna go out there November 11th at 10 a.m., give them a quote, hopefully get it closed on site. So can't wait to see this one happen.
I got an appointment today for my roofer out in Arkansas. It's with an apartment complex. It's a couple stories and it's like 30,000 square feet roof, I think. He's just looking to see what's going on up there, so we're gonna go out there next week.
Got an appointment earlier today for my roofing client out in LA. Got in touch with the director of facilities at a manufacturing plant. They have about 4 or 5 industrial buildings there. Have been trying to get in touch with them for a while. Got them on the phone and they're having some active issues and they're actively looking for some bids. So we got an appointment for next week. Should be a good one.
I just built a bunch of records. We had a bunch of follow-up appointments. Will's got some great news from one of his past appointments, so that's good. We're just wrapping up the month, so ready to get a bunch of appointments, ready to tag this afternoon. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
I just got an email back from a potential prospect that they said I should look into another company that they were definitely having projects coming up. So building that record right now, getting it all set up. So I'm calling my shop for Pulaski as well as Atlas in the afternoon.
Got some pretty good news the last few days actually. Yesterday scheduled a pretty nice follow-up appointment with a bank my Indiana client met with way earlier in the year, and they're wanting to talk about some upcoming initiatives, so we should have our foot in the door for at least some smaller projects there. As well as I got an email this morning from a prospect my Georgia client met with last week. He only wanted to talk about cabling. He did not want to be quoted for managed IT, but sent me an email today saying, can we schedule some time to get out there and give them assessment for network switch and the cabling project. So pretty good.
Calling my shot on Service Master. Calling my shot on my 2 IT clients this afternoon.
Got a good one with Diamond earlier. It's actually with a mechanical engineer. They have 6 locations, 48 users. Says they're using an IT firm, but they are not local, so he was super happy when he heard that we're about 10 minutes away. We're actually meeting on site next Tuesday. Said that they're tired of the slow response time, wants to see what we can bring to the table.
I'm calling my shot out in South Dakota.
Yeah, so my day's going well. Today I did my BDR interview, went well. Matt helped me out there, and then been building some files and calling some clients now, so getting excited.
I have a warm lead that will probably be an appointment in Atlanta. Calling my shot on that. And you guys got some to talk about, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got a banger. Got an appointment for my East Coast client. We've been trying to get a hold of this guy for 8 months now. And 82 dials later, finally got a hold of him. And set an appointment for 100,000 square foot built up. EPDM with like rock material with it, and yeah, I got like active issues with the skylights, so we're gonna give them a bid on replacing a minimum of 4 up to 30 skylights.
So I did have a reschedule, pretty good one. They're accelerating their timeline on co-managed solutions, so they want us to come out as soon as possible to put together a quote. We're going out there tomorrow. And then I'll call my shot for Supreme this afternoon, and dare I say I'm going to also call my shot for a Blues win tonight.
Talking to a lot of people, having good conversations. Feeling pretty good about this afternoon. I know we do have some proposals to talk about, so Blake, you want to talk about a couple proposals you got out?
I got a couple out for Schaefer Mechanical. They got 2 projects, one's for $60,000 and the other's for $8,000. Some repairs and new installations.
I got a proposal out with Infinitech, about 12,000 monthly recurring revenue with 12,000 onboarding. They met a couple times. It's looking like it actually.
So I'm down in Las Vegas right now, trying to lock down my first one for them this month. I have a country club that's told me they're actively looking to make a change, and so I'm following up with her today and just getting the ball rolling. So I've got a couple proposals out with my other clients and looking to kind of do the same thing down there.
We're doing pretty good. Marge started us off yet again. I think she's on a hot streak. I think she got 3 this morning. Followed up by Ben getting 1 for his solar client. So me and Danny are just going to try and wrap up this afternoon so we can get ourselves a pod wipe. I'm researching some companies right now to get some fresh records in there this afternoon. So I'm calling my shot in New Hampshire, also Columbus. But I'll let Marge tell you about her 3.
So I got 2 for my roofing client in Kansas City. One was with an apartment. They haven't had anyone up there in a long time. There was some standing water and some leaks. And then they're going to go right down the road after that one and check out this other shop, this photography shop. Same deal, lack of maintenance, some standing water and some leaks. And then I set one for my roofer in Miami. It was with an apartment complex. They're getting ready to do a re-roof and collecting quotes.
I got a banger for my boy up in Pennsylvania, our solar client. It was with a large manufacturer in the area. I had spoken to the president several times over the past year and a half, and the timing's finally right. So we're gonna go up and talk to her and see what we can do for her to save some money on power.
Calling my shot in Destin.
Christian's gonna call his shot in Pennsylvania. Aaron's gonna call his shot in Chicago.
I'm calling a guy back. He didn't have his calendar, but he's in the Treasure Coast. Is that what it's called?
Treasure Coast.
Port
It's in
St.
Florida.
Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Yeah, it should be an appointment. I'm calling my shot in. I'm gonna call my shot in Knoxville. What about you, buddy?
I'll call my shot for roofing in Florida.
He's also going to call his shot in Pennsylvania as well.
Pod's having a decent day. I don't have one. I've been busy this morning, like partner meetings. I've made some calls for partner Madison, but nothing yet. Brad got one.
I got one for my HVAC client out in Phoenix. It was the guy I spoke to back in July, and he pretty much told me that it wasn't a good time back then. So I got back in touch with him today. It's a pretty large facility, 280,000 square foot, over 1,000 units. And so we're headed out there next Friday to give them additional PM bid. They're also, we're looking for some new equipment installs as well, so we can provide a quote for that as well.
I got 2 this morning, got both of those clients in green. So one of them was for my niche medical client. I've been kind of cooking for them lately, not gonna lie. But I got one with, the KDM is out of Tennessee, so it's in the Memphis market. Interested in hearing about our pricing, what we can do for them, as well as how we haven't lost a client since we started 20 years ago. So I got that set a couple weeks out. And then I got one for my Portland client. I spoke with the head of operations for this company that's in the medical fields, medium-sized business. I spoke with him previously. He said that they've been kind of looking around a little bit, multiple employees, wanted them to swap vendors. I guess they've had some issues with line items, things like that. We're going to find out a bit more on the week of Thanksgiving. I got that set on the 24th, that Monday, Teams meeting, and it sounds like a really good opportunity, honestly.
I'll be calling my shot for my IT company out in Omaha.
Emma's carrying the pot a little bit this morning. Emma has 2 on the board. Care to share?
Yep, I've got 2 for my roofer in Arkansas. Both of them are apartment complexes. They've got a couple issues going on. One of them is like 17 buildings, the other one's like 8 buildings, so we're gonna go see both of them next week.
And I'll call my shot for the Gateway Grizzlies. Matt had a shadow here this morning, molding new minds here, and who are you calling your shot for this afternoon, Matt?
Alabama.
Alabama. Teddy?
Salt Lake City.
We got a couple appointments on the board this morning. We got one from Eddie, one from Nolan. You want to tell us about them?
Yeah, I had a roofer email me this morning, responding back from a hawk that I sent him back in the middle of September. And he asked me to call him, and I called and got a meeting scheduled with him earlier this morning.
Yeah, I got a MSP in Indiana. It's a bit outside of Bloomington, but I think it could work for that market. We've got it scheduled for next week because his COO is actually out all week, and he wants him in the meeting because that guy's apparently part of all admin decisions. But we got it scheduled for next week.
Cool. A couple of good ones. I heard both Nick and Sam kind of having good combos this morning. Anything cooking?
We're trying to set up a meeting next week with one of his other guys. He's got some people who've been there 30 plus years. But better news, we got a really good meeting that we had this morning. I think it was from SEMO. That was IT in Gainesville, Georgia. We're talking about Gainesville and Athens. And they're a little bit smaller, but gut's been wrong before, but gut tells me they'll sign within the next day or so. The other one is I've got an agreement right now signed from somebody we pitched yesterday that was in Toronto, which was also SEMO. So, you know, the deals shake out. They come in about 10-15%. Sometimes you'll have a slow start. Sometimes you'll pick back up. You just got to make sure you ask the golden questions. If you don't know what the golden questions are, we're just trying to find two things. Are you looking for a service like what we do? If the answer is even maybe, that's great. And it's $4,500 a month or $5,500 a month, but it's at least $4,500 a month. Could that potentially fit in your budget? Even if it's a maybe, that's great. If the guy or girl on the other end tells you, no, there's no way that I can spend that amount of money, you don't need to try to still set up a meeting with them. But just try to ask those questions if you're calling for new business. Nolan's been hot. He's got a 50% show right now. I asked you, what are you doing? And what'd you say?
Building more and following up more.
Building records, following ups, like 50% show. He's got a deal. Probably get another one here really soon. So I appreciate all you're doing. You got some stuff in the works too. I'm expecting that accounting guy to do something, even if we're pushing off by a month. And keep stringing me along. The first one's always the toughest. So I appreciate you helping us stand up a new industry. It's just, you know, there's not many people that are early adopters that want to be the first. So when you say, yeah, we do this for accounting firms, oh, you don't do it for any accounting firm. No, but we know what they're looking for. It's just, the first one's always toughest. After that, it gets a little easier. Once you get about 10, then that's where it gets, okay, I see your results. I'm going to sign up, which is where we're almost at with HVAC. So we want to push and get to that 10 mark sooner rather than later so we can really explode that thing. We are on the cusp of getting, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 different HVAC companies signing up each and every month because there's so many lines. So I will continue to focus on that because you've been doing well with that. Build records, go tap into some of these markets that people aren't calling, and try to think sports teams first. That's usually the best place to go when you have so much business because there's just more people to talk to. Absolutely. But that's where we're sitting at.
I think that's all I got. Have a good lunch, guys.
Just been working on that website still for our ID client out of Chicago. We have a meeting with them, I think, on November 6th, so still plenty of time to get the website done. But yeah, hoping to send them a link to it by the end of this week.
Today I'm working on payroll. I do have a kickoff call with a new client that we got on Friday after 5 p.m. I believe, or maybe around 3. I'm super excited. So I'm going to get him all set up this week, and then just going to be looking over a couple things for the new CRM to make sure I have all my reports in and uploading lists.
I'm just working on the mobile version of one of our templates, waiting on feedback from the emerging market client on his website. I'm almost finished with this roofing template, and then I'll probably start a different industry next.
I'm wrapping up our social media. That will be done, I'm assuming this afternoon. I'll be doing my social media for my client, email blast later this month for them, and then I'll be going on a grading spree once I'm done with all of that, and doing my 10 out of 10s, of course, and then I think that's about it for me. And then I think I mentioned camera meeting with Balto, and then I'll kind of go over with him what we come up with, and just kind of see if there's any other tweaks that need to be made or anything I can do to help. And I think that's about it.
I am getting the 2 new hires into the display case. Having a problem printing again, but Dakota helped me with the first one, so I'll reach out to him about the other one. Had a phone call and finalized our Christmas plans for our holiday party. I also finished the contract for our pancake breakfast next week, so that'll be fun.
What day is that?
And then I'm going to focus, it'll be Chris Cakes. And working on the calendar and distributed the enterprise discount cards for those that needed it, and just regular rounds.
Yeah, so I've been working on cloning actions for almost all the features on the CRM, wrapping up some other small things like the delete buttons, and then I'm going to add cancel buttons to undo some of those changes for your net, so I'll be working on that.
I'm working on adding permission options to list views, so right now you can only
give access to specific users, so I'm adding being able to give access to accounts and then all users or just yourself. So working on that for part of the day-to-day.
Letting users know about possible phishing attempts that are coming from Aaron that are either spoofing his name through text message or email or however they're trying to contact. They are trying their hardest to get anybody compromised that they can. So saving the day, one email phishing attempt at a time.
The next thing I want to show you is what Miles' appointment pipeline looks like, and maybe he can give us a little insight into like if he has a strategy going through these. I'm sure each one has a specific note in terms of how to follow up. But one thing I noticed that's way different than mine when I was working is just like everything is in its place.
So I got an appointment for my client in Denver. Should be a really good one for us. I reached out to the director of finance, spoke with him. He said that they were having problems with like responsive time, and then just having problems with having their technical issues resolved, within like a timely manner. So I was able to set an appointment up. I believe it's going to be at the beginning of next month on the 13th. So it should be a really good one for us.
I grabbed one for my St. Louis roofing client. It was with an apartment complex, about 12,000 square feet, and they need a re-roof. It is in bad shape, so I think it's going to be a great opportunity.
Got one for my roofer in Oakland. I'd spoken with the maintenance manager about 3 months ago. I was told from the office he was the main guy to talk to for their company. After speaking with him a little bit more this time, he said he has 15 complexes that he oversees, manages. He would oversee all the roofing contracts, bidding that goes through. So he gave me one of the properties that he wants to start out with. So we're going to start small right now, give over some numbers so that he can see, get a scope of what we're like and our pricing structure, and then just keep going from there, checking every property, getting bids out for him.